Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, April 10, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call tonight around 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to address some things on the monetary end of the planet. The newest stuff being spewed out there. What happens when it doesn't matter what happens in this life, really, no matter what happens, that we are supremely powerful beyond measure, beautiful beyond words, and truly extraordinary beings who have access to unlimited love, creativity, and pleasure. We've been educated, programmed, and conditioned for lifetimes to believe the opposite of that. Pretty challenging when you're, not just this life, but several lifetimes, where you're conditioned and programmed to believe the opposite of what the truth is. And we have all of this, every one of us, have all of this available inside of us right now. Now, because people don't know how to access it, they're convinced that it's just junk. You sit in a state of wonder, be in awe of this understanding. Sit in a state of wonder, being in awe of what I just shared with you about you. Supremely powerful beyond measure, beautiful beyond words, truly an extraordinary being who has access to unlimited love, creativity, and pleasure. And more. It is good to know that each block we encounter in this life is our greatest catalyst to diving into a deeper experience of our most enlightened selves. We know that every experience we have as human beings contains a doorway to this divine state. All that's needed is to look for the door, reach out for the golden handle, and walk on through. There's nothing as easy and fulfilling as entering this wonderful paradise that is within your very being. It's easiest to discover this warm, fuzzy feeling inside when you are alone, in nature, quiet, and looking within yourself for many hours. To arrive at this place, for any of us, means letting go of the hectic outer world, put away the busy, overly productive to-do list, and devote to spend some solid quality time with you. How many people in this now, this very now moment, do you believe are doing this? Whatever is stopping us from making time for ourselves is at the same time as blocking us from experiencing the most tremendous freedom, love, and joy. So the invitation to you is that you let go of your life. Emotionally, mentally, and intentionally loosen your grip and relax into your true self. And here, you will find this powerful, beautiful, and extraordinary high vibrational being. And I will say, letting go is not easy at first for many. Especially when we are used to spending our lives living like a closed, tight fist. So you practice loosening the grip. Try it for at least 1 hour every day. You might be pleasantly surprised how much you look forward to this time. You know, it's kind of like a little bit of time. But you know what it's like when you grip something for an extended period of time, right? And you may not even know it. You know, you may not even be aware of it, which I believe many aren't. Because you get, you see your knuckles are white. Have you ever been driving where it's a storm or it's snow, whatever, and you don't realize you're gripping onto the steering wheel? Years ago, I was going through the mountains. You'd never know it, but all of a sudden this storm shows up, and it was, might as well say, a blizzard. And you're about 9,000 feet above sea level, and you're up in the mountains, 10,000, 11,000. And I gripped onto that steering wheel all the way through those mountains till I came down the other side. And one of the fellows that was in the car with me, I said, well, you want to switch? He said, no, it's not a good idea to switch in the middle of someone's used to driving in this stuff. So I noticed that after, and I wasn't aware of this, that I was doing this, but after I got down a mountain and we checked into a hotel, I noticed that my hand, I believe it was my left hand, was so sore. And I'm going, what the heck caused my hand to be this sore? And then it finally dawned on me. I must have been gripping onto that steering wheel the whole time I was going through the mountains in that storm. You weren't not aware of it. Until, of course, the body says, hey, you know. Now, when we let go, loosen our grip, emotionally, mentally, and we relax into our true selves, and here we find this powerful, beautiful, extraordinary, high vibrational being. So letting go at first, you know, a lot of people have different perspectives. I'm not, you know, you want me to let go of my life? Are you crazy? Especially when we're used to spending our lives living like this clinch. Every one of us are worth it. You are worth it. When you look at yourself in the mirror, what you see is seeing you. Now, a lot of people won't look at themselves in the mirror because they're so consciously of themselves that they just won't look in the mirror. I'm not talking about looking at your body. I'm talking about looking through the black holes, pee holes. What's looking back at you? Some looking back at you. Now, maybe not always clearly that you see, you know, what you see is seeing you. Yet, we can only see aspects of ourselves. Our entire self is just absolutely too huge, too amazing, and magnificent to digest in just one sitting. It's like you can look back at your day and remember most of what happened, right? Yet, look back on your entire life, and even past lifetimes if you're able to, and digest everything in the same detailed manner. You are much bigger than that mind can conceive. Now, to just to begin feeling a fraction of just how amazing you truly are, begin with letting go of any limiting beliefs that arise about yourself. It's like if you think you're too nice, too old, too fat, too ugly, too poor, these are all old, boring stories and excuses. In truth, they are just tiny electrons passing through the brain, making you believe you're in some prison. Realize these are all they're just thoughts passing through your consciousness in each moment. You can choose to pay attention. It's like this happens to all of us every day. It's actually 24/7. So there's some that we could choose that we could say, oh, I want that one. So you bring it in. You move it into form. You take energy, you move it into form, create it in reality, and then you experience it. Others, you go, no way, Jose, I'm not interested in that at all. Now, a lot of us will pay attention to the what? What will we pay attention to? We will pay attention to the bad ones. Okay? And this is how we're influenced by other people's thoughts. They're not ours. But boy, I'll tell you what, they sure are tricky because a lot of us are fooled into believing that they are our thoughts. So what do? Well, we embrace them. And then we experience them. So we could look at the ones that are good, right? And then indulge ourselves with the good ones or the bad. So it's up to us. Any of us have the ability to easily break free from any negative or limiting beliefs running around in our minds by surrendering to loving ourselves. Trust in the feeling of love. Believe that love is the way. Notice how it feels to be a bit more gentle and kind with yourself. What does it feel like to accept all of your parts? Real love is deep and eternal. It has no reason why it loves. It just constantly sends out gentle energy, working its magic and healing all parts of you every time. There is nothing more powerful and transformational than true, deep, eternal love. When we devote our day to loving ourselves, and I'm not talking about ego mind, arrogant love, I'm talking about heart-minded love. Loving you, being gentle with you, something very magical occurs. We start to feel the love that is already inside of us now. Deep inside our soul is the infinite source of love. The energy of God, source, absolute consciousness, whatever name you place on it, the energy is the same. It is creating our experience of reality in every millisecond of our lives. And it is the most benevolent, brilliant, and loving source there ever will be. Everyone on this planet, we are all on this sacred spiritual journey together. This life is for our enjoyment, transformation, spiritual growth, and eventually our enlightenment. We are here to enlighten the load from our past, let go of all the heaviness we've been carrying for a lifetime. Whatever has been burdening, blocking, or frustrating to us, it is not real. It's not real. It's an illusion created by the ego mind, which is also an illusion. And the very instant we clearly see what is real, then everything changes immediately. There is a great relief inside as we no longer have to fight or resist anything in this life anymore. The war is over. We can see the truth and accept that which we believed was totally unacceptable about ourselves. It is then that our greatest joy and freedom begins to settle in. How many times have you heard, or maybe you've said this to yourself, is that why you think you've made a wrong turn in this life? Where you possibly got in trouble for not yielding to the other? Where you had an unconscious moment? And smashed into someone you loved? May feel like everything is lost. Maybe, just maybe, you were driving with one foot on the brake and the other foot on the gas. And mainly looking backwards in the rearview mirror. And the discovery here is forgiveness. Let go of whatever mistakes you've made or you believe you've made in your life. They are last year's movie. Observe the judgments of these movies about yourself without participating in that judgment. Welcome the experience of whatever your great, great error was, and accept that it was a lesson teaching you something deeper about yourself and this life. By welcoming whatever judgments are showing up about you, the judgmentaholic inside gets to step down from its pedestal, and a hint of clarity somehow naturally finds its way in. A glimmer of lightness finds its way into the deepest, darkest night of the soul. When we fully experience judgment for whatever it has to say, without holding on to any story about it, this universe has to present itself to you with full clarity. Do not resist any experience that life gives you. Welcome all the good and the bad you see inside you. Yet, give some extra special attention to that part of you that is absolutely powerful beyond measure, which is the God at the center of you. Beautiful beyond words and truly an extraordinary being who has access to unlimited love. Any resistance is futile. Really is. It just makes you contract from this life and get even more emotionally knotted up inside. Now, if you must resist an experience in this life, be conscious about it. Know that this is your choice. There is always another way to experience who you are. Do this for 1 week, and a relaxing feeling, freeing, will move on in. Trust the process. Let go and surrender to what is deeper and already at peace on the inside. Bodhidharma quoted, "There is no beginning or ending in the journeyless journey of nowhere. You do not start from somewhere, and you do not end at anywhere. You are where you are, and you continue from there." Now, because we have the eyes that we do on these bodies, we don't see that much. That, as Albert Einstein quoted, everything is energy. That's all there is to it. Match that frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics. Pretty simple, huh? Then why isn't everybody doing it? This universe that we all live in is more intelligent than the mind can even comprehend. It doesn't even come close to it. There are many hidden dimensions to everything and everyone within it. All of us truly exist in the most fascinating, multidimensional, and infinitely mysterious field of pure conscious, intelligent energy. This divine harmonic matrix is vibrating with life all around us. It is inside us. It is constantly connecting with our every breath, thought, emotion, and heartbeat. Look around you. Everything is constantly exploding in an orgasm of wild, unabandoned creativity. Now, we don't really... Do we give that any attention? When we stop and we're quiet with ourselves? You know, all you got to do is look around. Somewhere on this planet, millions of flowers are blossoming, giving birth to the most amazing sights and scents. We've got, beneath the surface, these amazing, sacred geometric crystals are forming right in this very now. They're forming perfect patterns beneath the Earth's crust. And we're all about procreation. All life. If it didn't, what would happen? You would have to keep replacing it because it wouldn't survive. Every civilization, the reason they went extinct was from what? They didn't procreate anywhere near enough. We've got, when you think about it, and a lot of people just don't. We've got millions of animals, birds, insects, and humans are all having intercourse in the most interesting positions. Problem is, that's not enough. Because we're too seduced by the material physical world. This is just a tiny tip of the iceberg as to all the wild and mysterious and beautiful things happening on this planet right now. Now, if any of us choose to observe nature long enough, we will see everything is always changing, including you. Quote from Albert Einstein, "Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality." It is enough. if one tires merely to comprehend, if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery every day, never lose a holy curiosity. You know what the human psyche is on this planet? It's the accumulation of other people's thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions that we've adopted and inherited as our own. Isn't that wild? All these beliefs from the entire experience of ourselves, other people, this world, and our entire reality. The way we think, how we think, why we think this way and not that way, is the core network of our psyche. And makes us behave more like predictable machines than alive cosmic organisms. Have you ever said to yourself recently that without judging, you're looking around, you go, wow, it seems like humanity has turned into a robotic response. Now, this universe always supports whatever we believe. Deep down, you believe you are not a lovable person. The universe will, as we know, will constantly manifest for us the most challenging people, negative situations, and experiences that support this belief inside you. Same as if you believe you are lovable. This universe will slather your life with sweet, loving beings devoted to caring about you, honoring you, and caring for your needs in the most intimate, vulnerable ways. See, this intelligent universe, this universal energy, simply follows thought. Whatever you believe about you is where the energy flows and manifests into the entire show all around you. Obviously, we're in a, it appears to be a highly technological age. People these days tend to believe science easier than religion, right? If you can prove God is real in a lab, then it must be true, which is one of the most ridiculous things. And in this now moment, the scientific has been absorbed by the spiritual. See, the practical Newtonian vocabulary doesn't have the words to explain the outrageous results that they are finding. They're having to use more spiritual words and concepts to bridge the understanding of these hard-coded scientific results. Wherever you look, wherever you focus, whatever is predominantly, so to speak, on your mind, you create. And it could be real nasty crap, but you create it, depending on your mood or where you're at and how you view yourself. What it all boils down to. See, we are literally the masters of who and what we are. And yet we don't know it. We are omnipotently powerful supreme beings that never die, and yet we do not know it. Doesn't that blow your mind? We can create, we can manifest anything we desire. Yet, we don't believe that, and we don't know it. Isn't it interesting that everything that is truly real from our understanding, we believe doesn't exist. And everything that is phony, fake, false, we believe to be the truth. How does that happen? How does that happen? Well, we've got those two, the ego mind, and in its illusion. And why we know it's there? Yeah, so we can master it. How do you master it? You master it through meditation. You master it through meditation. How do you do that? Well, you get in a real comfortable position. You relax into your body. You focus on the breath, rising and falling. And that brings you into the now. And that eliminates all distractions. And what does that do? Well, we get so distracted and so rushed in this life, and really directed and controlled by the human psyche, which is other people's thoughts, ideas, everything. And we believe that we're lost or we're off the path. And we believe that we are small and powerless beings. And okay, what does that create? Exactly what we are not. You can see the void, the mist, see? It's like someone says to you that they're not capable of smiling, right? And you do something so silly that they smile. And you say to them, see, you can smile. And they go, no, I don't smile. It's that crazy. It's that crazy. We want to put labels on things. It is our inherent curious nature. We want to put labels on things, people, ourselves, and we want to create a universal law of attraction that will solve this great manifesting mystery of life. And we think if we have a more concrete global understanding of life, then we can relax and rest even deeper into our spiritual nature. Perhaps only a fool would believe that we need something external to let go and relax internally. Why would any of us need to feel inferior to being one with Mother Nature just so as to push away our insecurity and strive towards a need to feel superior? So, the human psyche is the greatest mystery of them all. And as Ramana Maharishi quoted, all that we have to do, choose to do, is to give up identifying with the body, with forms and limits, and then we shall know ourselves as the infinite self that we always are, always have been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. See, any of us can just look inside our source of consciousness itself and discover real evidence of where consciousness comes from and realize what consciousness is made of, why it exists. And relax into the greatest innermost mystery of them all. To see what we're witnessing on this planet at this very now moment is the elimination of science and complete embrace of the metaphysical mindsets. Metaphysical, which means beyond physical. Meta means beyond. Beyond physical mindset. It's the only way that modern science is going to make any real progress. Or you can just choose to keep chasing its tail and making up garbage. So I'm guessing by now you're more interested in how your life can personally benefit from applying this enlightening path of understanding, the great mystery. Maybe you want to know how understanding the metaphysical manifesting mystery can make your life easier, more abundant, healthy, loving, happy, financially free. In order for you to have access to manifesting anything and everything you desire in your life, you must first choose to start with believing in one basic foundational understanding. Whatever we continuously focus our attention on grows, multiplies, and manifests automatically in our lives with the help of this natural, powerful, magnetic, manifesting intelligence that's inside everything. Doesn't it make sense that with all this amazing manifesting power already inside us, that it's quite ironic? I mean, to me, it's kind of mind-blowing that more people are not accessing it. There's a lot of us that are stuck in jobs we don't like, relationships we lose energy battling with every day. And we're either having some sort of food, drug, alcohol, or sex addiction that is taking priority over any real deep spiritual devotion and exploration. And embracing the understanding of the basic reason for all human suffering here is simple. The mind keeps focusing on what we don't want, and thus keeps manifesting more of the same. New thoughts, new thoughts rarely have space to form. And after 70 or 80 years, the human being has wasted all its precious energy on magnetizing on what it doesn't want and doesn't have. The only reason we are not always manifesting everything that we want is because we cannot keep our mind focused long enough on feeling that they are receiving that one thing they truly desire to have. Okay? We cannot keep the mind focused long enough on feeling that they are receiving that one thing that they truly desire to have. This, most definitely, should be our focus. Really, truly. And the only reason we keep missing the target is because our focus is always goes over on the things we don't want. Once we retrain the brain to stay focused, fiercely, deeply, and resolutely focused, we will become the manifesting master of our world. When we practice meditation, we will one day attain mastery over our mind and actually reach a state of physical mastery over our physical world. All this other stuff, what does it do? Generation after generation. It's like a big circle jerk, isn't it? Why we keep repeating things, and there's no denying that. We can look back in the past of this civilization and find many instances of repeat and repeat and repeat. Sure, the surroundings might be a little different. Clothes, attitudes, still pretty much the same. Osho, quote, "Right now, the master is fast asleep, and the mind, the servant, is playing the role of master. And the servant is created by the outside world. It follows the outside world as its laws. Now, once your awareness becomes a flame, it burns up the whole slavery that the mind has created. There is no blissfulness more precious than freedom, than being a master of your own destiny." I join in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Today is the day to celebrate. There's never been a day exactly like today. Everything is brand new and magical. And you feel the infinite possibilities that abound. This universe has so much heavenly bliss in store for you. Simply open your arms and receive all the bounty of this day. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. And we will return here tonight, Wednesday, April 10, at around 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call. And Thursday, April 11, 2024, 15 p.m. Eastern to continue our Global Guided Meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening around you or within you.